Lacrosse is quickly becoming a huge sport here in the Florida Panhandle, and Niceville High School's boys squad is pretty good this year. I got to sit down with head coach Albiero about the season, what he's expecting from the guys, and what he's looking forward to. Go ahead and hit play. February 14th is your first game this year, right?
15th.
15th?
Yeah, if I scheduled the 14th, I probably got my butt kicked by my wife.
No, that's fair. So y'all are playing West Florida first.
Yes, sir.
But before we get into all that, this is the fourth year of your program.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, what are you guys looking at this year? What are your expectations? What are you hoping for? What kind of development are you excited to see?
So good question right there. So my expectations for the season are just continued improvement and development. We've got a really good core of kids coming back, returning 12 players from last year. That, like I said, they're the core of the team, and I expect them to carry the team forward. Set a good example. Their ball skills are getting a lot better. They're passing a lot better. They're melding together as a team really, really well right now. In terms of how I expect the team to do as best that they can. I don't want to say, hey, we're going to go undefeated. Every coach wants that for their players, but I want them to do as well as they can, and they're going to win as many games as they allow themselves to win. Can they go undefeated this year? Potentially. Is that the goal? I mean, that would be great. Like I said, district championship in our fourth season is definitely something that we want to get to. You win the district, you move on to regionals, and then you move on to state. So we want to see how far we can go this year.
Like you said, it's your fourth year as a varsity program. What's it been like to start from scratch and have the team that you have now? What has that process been like? And as you look back, what are some of the best lessons you've learned?
So the process has been, it's continuous, right? So we had to be a club team for 2 years before the school kind of gave us a thumbs up. The school and the county gave us a thumbs up to become a varsity sport here at Niceville High School. And thankfully, working with the previous athletic director, John Hicks, and the current principal, Charlie Morello, as well as our current athletic director, Grant Thompson, they've been very welcoming, very accommodating, helping us out along the way. And it's just when you start something from scratch, it's just a lot of hard work always. And if you love it enough, the hard work really isn't tough to bear. It took a lot of great people to do a lot of great things to get us where we are right now. We have a lot of great kids coming in, and great parents. The parents are completely supportive. I can't recall the last time I've had an issue with the parents, and that takes a lot off, right? Because parents have a huge say. You're coaching their kids, and it's a privilege to coach their kids. Lessons I've learned, just keep working. Just keep working hard and understanding that I'm not doing it for myself. My coaches aren't doing it for themselves. We're doing it for the kids. As long as we're providing the kids an opportunity to play competitive lacrosse, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, and that's what we love.
So looking back, probably 10 years ago, I think Gulf Breeze had a varsity lacrosse
Mm-hmm.
team, and maybe Catholic.
Yeah.
But now, I can think of probably 9 or 10 schools here in the Panhandle that have varsity programs.
There are quite a bit, yeah.
What is it, as we look at that, and we look at the growth of the sport,
Mm-hmm.
what do you see for the future of the Panhandle?
So, the future's bright, right? So we've developed, or when I say we, the programs in the area have grown JV programs, young youth programs, we refer to from time to time as a feeder program because those young players will feed into the high school. You're seeing more kids come out to try out for the teams. Gulf Breeze was the first one, probably around 2011, 2012. Don't quote me on that. I was just leaving here, going back out to California, come back, and there's lacrosse all over the place. Youth program, Destin Rockets, started by Duke Pope, and he's the head coach over at Fort Walton Beach High School. He and I kind of, we're, if you want to call it a buddy pair, trying to, get lacrosse into both of our schools at the same time, and we worked alongside and with each other to make that happen. a lot of people refer to him as the grandfather of lacrosse. He came here from Monterey. He had his 2 boys, and he was looking around for lacrosse playing opportunities. There really wasn't any, so he started, just doing throw rounds, play catch, in visible places, and it drew more people. Then he started Elmer Coast Lightning Lacrosse, and which was kind of an umbrella program. Had travel teams under there, and then a youth program, Destin Rockets. And then after the 2015 season, he wanting to get Fort Walton Beach started, me wanting to get Niceville started. We had a meeting with Mr. Morello, and I remember it was August 30th, 2016. And we walked out of that meeting very encouraged about the future, and it was right then and there that we decided to start Niceville Eagles Lacrosse Club. The youth program's in here, and that's grown by leaps and bounds. So just taking our small, area here in Niceville and just seeing that incredible growth from, a 10U team, a 12U team, and a 14U team, and a girls' high school, middle school team, and a small, young high school boys team to an 8U program with, maybe multiple teams, a couple of teams on the 10U team, a couple of 12U teams, a couple of 14U teams, more girls. The more girls that can get involved, the better. I mean, it's just fantastic to see the girls' side blow up. That's been awesome. And the ranks are swelling in the youth program, and it's encouraging for us up here as coaches at the high school just to see that. But yeah, you said Gulf Breeze, Milton and South Walton came in a year or 2 ahead of us. Seacoast, Navarre came in last year with the program, and then you've got the 5 teams in Escambia County as well. So yeah, it's been great growth. And North Bay Haven is really pushing forward with the program. They're in their 3rd or 4th year as well, and they've got kids just coming out just wanting to play, and it's great. And the more teams, the better. And the more teams we have, and the more kids play, and the more competitive lacrosse will be here in the Panhandle. It's young. Some people will say, hey, we're 4 or 5 years behind the rest of the state. Whatever. I mean, I guess that's subjective. We could be, but you see some really good lacrosse coming from a lot of these teams around here. Kids are getting recruited to play, D2, D3, or any level in college. We had a kid that was offered today from an NAIA school. We had a kid, that was offered and committed a few weeks ago to NGU, which is a D2 program. So Gulf Breeze has a bunch of their kids going to Belmont Abbey. It's starting to get more recognition because it's growing, and we're getting better up around here. So,
speaking of getting better, we have 20 games this season. Which of the games do you think will be those benchmark games where you say this is how we can see how much we've improved from last year?
So another good question again. So I'd say the top most competitive teams around here. Going from west to east, you've got West Florida's always been a competitive team in their area. Pensacola Catholic has always been a great team. Escambia's always been a great team. Gulf Breeze is a fantastic team, and South Walton's really coming up. I mean, they give us a run for our money every time we play them. And all have really good youth programs, and it's evident. Escambia beat us our first year. West Florida beat us our first year. Gulf Breeze beat us pretty handily last year. And like I said, South Walton's always a tough game. And the other teams, you'd see Milton coming up really, really fast. They're getting a lot better. Dave Hanley there, he's doing great things with those kids. And Navarre, they played really, really well last year. It was a first-year program, but they were really competitive. They never came off the gas. There was no lack of effort. There was no lack of fight in that team, and that's awesome. I love seeing that. I love playing against teams like that. It's just a lot of fun.
All right, and way too early prediction. Who do you think will be the Division I lacrosse champion this year?
So division, like college?
Like college.
I don't know. I've been
Who is it, and why will it be the Vermont Catamounts?
because you want the Vermont Catamounts, and that's who it's going to be. You know, quite honestly, my head's been in my own little box trying to, we're in our first 3 weeks of the program right now, what I call camp, and I really haven't taken a look outside that box. I have no favorite team. When I have an opportunity to sit down and watch a lacrosse game, I like watching a lacrosse game. I'll tell you what, I played for Pensacola Riptide, which is a men's club team out there. We get a lot of guys come in from Navy. I'm a retired Marine, so, go Navy. Okay?
All right. Hey, man, I love it. Well, hey, Coach, I really appreciate it, man.
I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.